We asked our TikTok followers to take a vote for the blank we're going to use on our next pen. This time we're going to take you along and show you how we make pens. A couple things to start out to make your pen. First, you need a pen kit and a blank. This is the blank they picked on TikTok. It's black, pink, red, and a little bit of white. Your pen kit, you're going to need, this is your transmission or twist mechanism and your spring. Leave the spring in the bag. They roll around, they disappear, no pen. Your ink cartridge. This is your end cap with the clip already attached. This is your pen tip. And of course, last but not least, your tube. This is going to go inside here. Now to start, we need to put a hole in this, and we're going to use this 27/64 bit. All right, so we're going to put a hole in this blank. First, we need to find the center. That's pretty easy. All you need is a straight edge, anything that's straight, and a pencil. We're just going to go corner to corner. Make a line. Corner to corner. Make a line, and where they intersect is the center of the blank. The best bet is to get something sharp and pointy, like this awl, and a hammer. Put this in the center on your X. Doesn't take a lot, just a little tap. Just want something, little dent right there. That helps take the end, the tip of your bit, follow that hole. You want it in the center as much as possible. Let's go over to the drill press. Something I want you to always remember when you're using machinery: safety, 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 safety. Something to protect your eyes, whether it's a full face shield, glasses. These are impact resistant, that's why I wear these. Not to mention I'm blind, I need to be able to see. And I need something to hold this. I'm not gonna hold this in my hand when I'm trying to put this big drill bit through it. So you need something to hold it. You can have a homemade jig like this that'll hold it. My dad made this. If you want one, send me a message. We'll see what we can do. Or you can buy one. These hold very well. They're great for round blanks. If you get blanks that are already round, that's what these are for. So first you wanna put your blank in there and make sure you have your X up, because you gotta see where it's going. It doesn't need to be super tight, but you need it tight enough so it holds it flat, 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 right? Always turn your light on. Drill bit. You wanna make sure your piece fits underneath and make sure it goes through, right? You also want to make sure that your drill bit's going to go all the way down and touch. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting your time. All right, that's good. Safety glasses on. When you're drilling acrylic, you want to take your time. If you go too fast, it gets too hot. When it gets hot, it gets soft. When it's soft, it's worthless. Take your time. You also might want to get a toothbrush. These come in very handy when you want to take off extra shavings on a drill bit. Now that we have our hole in our blank, we need to glue our brass tube into the blank. With acrylic, the closer you get to the center, the more you turn, the more transparent it becomes. We don't want to see the brass tube. So we're going to sand our brass tube with some 120, and then we're going to paint it with some acrylic black paint. All right, so now that's all painted. Now it's time to glue these together. Need a little bit of cardboard, some 2-part epoxy. I love this stuff, works great. Towards the end, make sure it's in there. Make sure it's not sticking out the other end. Good to go. And that's it for today. We'll come back tomorrow. All right, yesterday we drilled the blank, we painted the tube, and we glued it into the blank. So today we're gonna turn the blank and make our pen. As with any machinery, safety, safety, safety. Always wear something to protect your eyes, your face if you need to. To turn pens, you need a lathe, of course. We already know we have the blank, we have the bushings. A couple items that you need to go along with it. You need, for this lathe, a number 2 mortise mandrel. That's your mortise. This is the shaft that's going to hold our blank as it's turning, all right? You're also going to need a number 2 mortise mandrel saber. This is very important. It goes in the other end, it goes in the tailstock, this side of your lathe, and it has a hole in the middle, and it turns by itself. See that? That's so it goes over this, so that when it's turning, this doesn't go flying all over the place. All right. Basically, I like to use little spacers. I'll take an old bushing, I'll throw it on here on this side, and I'll use the bushings I need for my blank, my other bushing, little spacer, slide it till it hits, lock that down, give this a little turn, make it a little bit tighter, and lock that down. Now I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to turn this and get it round. I almost forgot one thing. You need something to cut with. This is the chisel I use. Homemade handle, 1/2 inch stainless steel with a carbide round tip. I like to use round, it's easier for me to use. Some people will use, this one's a little bit smaller, we'll use a square. See how that's square? Ooh, where's my camera? There it is. A little bit of a square tip. There are diamond tips for detailing, make little lines, all other kinds of tips. I like to use round. So we're gonna use round, and we're gonna turn this. All right, this is my tool rest. I like to get it as close as I can without touching anything. Lock it in, it's a little close. Lock it in, make sure it's as straight as possible with your blank. You want it parallel. Lock it in, good to go. You also want, when your tool rests on your tool rest, you want it to be in the center of the shaft, as closest to the center of the shaft as possible, so that you get a nice even cut all the way across. All right? With your lathe, you have variable speed. When you're cutting most things, you're gonna put it about 2600. That's about what I cut at. I like to cut at that. Some things you need to go a little bit faster. Some a little bit slower. We're doing acrylic, I'm gonna cut it about 27. That's a good speed right there. When you go to start turning this, I turn the lathe off so you can see, you're gonna start hitting the corners first. You wanna take your time. You don't wanna jump in there and try to take out half the blank at one time. You wanna do little bitty pieces at a time, and you're gonna go back and forth. Back and forth. You're gonna rest it on there and you're gonna keep it smooth. You're gonna go back and forth. All right? Little bits at a time. Let it get up to speed. Here we go, little bits at a time. As you can see, starting to round off the corners. Now again, this is acrylic. Remember what I said about drilling. If it gets too hot, it gets soft. Same with cutting. If it gets too hot, it's gonna get soft and it's not gonna be any good. We're turning at 2,700 revolutions per minute. That's very fast. And you're using a carbide tip to cut it. If you don't take breaks, it's gonna get too hot. So we take breaks. We're gonna continue. Let's go. Still got a little flat spot right there. And you can tell you have a flat spot because these are coming off in pieces. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Nice and long. Now we're round. Grab our handy toothbrush and we get rid of it all. Get it out of your way. The distraction. Now, when you get to a certain point on your blank, you need to make sure that it's flat on both ends. Right now, ours isn't flat. All we've done is round it. So we need to take it off. Let me show you what I mean. My camera will focus on it. You need to, you know, it's not really flat and it's not all the way to the tube either. So we need to get it down to the tube so that it's the correct length for the pen kit, all right? So let's work on that. You see it's shiny right there, and now it's flush with the end of the acrylic, all right? This side's not like that. We need to make this side look like that side. Both sides, nice and shiny, ready to go. Now our goal is to get the ends of the blank as close to the bushings as possible. That's what tells us that it's going to fit properly on our pen kit. We can make this any shape we want. I don't like to go crazy on these. I like to make it close to flat, give it a little bit of a bevel, not too much. I don't like lines, spiral lines, so I try to get rid of all of them before I polish. One more, I like to do one more. This is about 1500 grit right here. I don't know if you noticed that difference on camera, but it already started to shine, and we're not even close to being done polishing yet. Alright, look at that. Not even close. Now, we're going to use some wet sanding. We're working with metal and water. Protect your metal. This is micro mesh. We got different colors for different grits. This goes all the way from 400 to 12,000 grit. 12,000. Think about that for a minute. I'm not an auto body guy, but ask your auto body repair guy how high he goes on sandpaper. Let's finish this up. We're gonna work our way through. Put it at about 1700, 1650 right there. And here we go. Now when that water starts flinging off of there, it's pretty much polished to whatever grit you're using. Now that is shiny. Alright, there we go. Okay, now we're back to the drawing board. We have our blank, our pen kit. We need to put these together. We also need our pen press. Now what we need is our end cap with the clip on it. Now if you noticed, this blank, when we were doing it, had this white spot right here. I don't like that white spot. It's ugly. So I'm going to cover it with the clip. Alright, so we have this part done and the clip is covering up that little white spot. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Nope. That's even better. Nobody can see it. Alright, we're done with our pen press. Let's get the pen press out of the way. Now, alright, now we're ready to assemble our pen. We've got this part done. We've got our ink cartridge. They'll come with a little wax tip on the end of them. Peel it off. I've already taken this one off. Some will come with a little rubber tip. You can't write with it on there. Take it off. Alright, so we need our tip, twist mechanism, and the ever elusive spring. Don't lose it. Spring on, cartridge into the tip. Take the transmission, turn that till it gets in there, give it a twist, it's on. Boom, look at that, nice and twisty. This slides in and it's ready to go. We have a kit, we have a pen, we have the blank you picked, and it's done. Thank you for watching. We asked our TikTok call-up. I can't even talk. This is the blank made out of acrylic that the TikTok followers chose. It's got some pink. That's black. But the drilling blanks, especially acrylic, you want to take your time. If you go too fast, they get hot. When they get hot, they're worthless because they get very, very soft. You also might want to need to get a toothbrush. They help get all these little extra pieces off as you're drilling. And my neighbor was making noise, so we're gonna start over.